This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. President Draupadi Murmu on Wednesday honoured 20 artists with the Lalit Kala Academy National Awards. The ceremony also marked the culmination of the 64th National Exhibition of Art at the Academy, featuring 283 artworks from across the country. Speaking at the event, President Draupadi Murmu emphasized the need for collective efforts to strengthen India's identity as a cultural power alongside its growing stature as an economic power. Prime Minister Modi, in a social media post, urged netizens to participate in the 7th edition of the Prime Minister's Mementos e-auction program. It includes interesting works of art which illustrate the culture and creativity of India. This year's edition features over 1,300 items available for bidding on the official portal www.pmmementos.gov.in from September 17th to October 2nd this year. Chief of the Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi attended the Tri-Service Academia Tech Symposium in New Delhi and interacted with delegates from academia, research and development institutes, industry bodies and key stakeholders. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, today approved a significant investment of 69,725 crore rupees as part of a comprehensive 10-year program to transform India's maritime sector. The Cabinet also approved CSIR scheme capacity building and human resource development with a total outlay of 2,277 crore rupees for the period of the 15th Finance Commission cycle 2021-22 to 2025-26. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari addressed the second edition of India Bioenergy Tech Expo in New Delhi. The theme of the expo is Transition to Net Zero, Need to Scale Up Bioenergy Initiatives. Addressing the gathering, Nitin Gadkari emphasized that the diversification of agriculture towards the energy and power sector is the need of the country. Nagaland University earned international recognition as 4 of its faculty members were included in the prestigious World's Top 2% Scientists list. The list was compiled by Stanford University and Elsevier. The Indian Air Force is set to retire the last 2 squadrons of its iconic MiG-21 fighter jets, with a ceremonial farewell scheduled for September 26th at Chandigarh. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal addressed the US-India Strategic Partnership Forum on Wednesday in New York. He highlighted India's advancements and initiatives in energy security and healthcare, including the 7-year success of the free healthcare program benefiting 612 million people. On the sidelines of the UNGA meeting in the US, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar hosted a high-level meeting of like-minded Global South countries to discuss a number of important global issues. During the meeting, the minister made the proposal for the Global South to approach world affairs with solidarity and collectively push for UN reforms. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also held a conversation with Foreign Minister of St. Lucia, Alva Baptiste, on the sidelines of the UNGA in New York. The External Affairs Minister met the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Somalia, Abdi Salam Ali, on the sidelines of the meeting. He also met Foreign Minister of Mauritius, Dhananjay Ritesh Ramphul. Dr. Jaishankar appreciated the conversations with Foreign Minister of Denmark, Lars Rasmussen, and valued his insights on the latest developments in Europe and the Ukraine conflict. Both leaders also discussed bilateral ties and India-EU cooperation under the Danish presidency. India on Tuesday hit out at Pakistan at the 60th United Nations Human Rights Council for abusing the forum with baseless and provocative statements against India. Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Jayant Chaudhary, visited the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, where he met with senior faculty members working on AI and related domains. Jayant Chaudhary also met a delegation led by President of Boston University, Melissa Gilliam, for discussion on avenues for collaboration between Boston University and India in the field of education, vocational training and skilling domains. On to business news now. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note on Wednesday. At close, the Sensex declined 387 points to settle at 81,716. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange dropped 113 points to settle at 25,057. At the Forex market, Indian rupee depreciated by 7 paise to 88 rupees 8 paise against the US dollar on Wednesday. Gold futures maturing on October 3rd were priced at 113,410 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for December 5th maturity stood at 134,768 rupees per kilo on the MCX. The Monetary Policy Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka decided to keep the overnight policy rate unchanged at 7.75%. Oil prices inched up on Wednesday as an industry report showed that US crude inventories declined last week. So Brent crude rose to $67.89 a barrel, while US crude gained 26 cents to stand at $63.67 a barrel. The US dollar edged up from its lowest level and closed to a week on Wednesday, with traders expecting 2 more US interest rate cuts this year, while European shares fell. Danish toymaker Lego said on Wednesday that it will buy 29 Discovery Centres from theme park operator Merlin Entertainment in a $269.5 million deal. Alibaba announced on Wednesday a partnership with NVIDIA global data center expansion plans and new artificial intelligence products as it positions AI as a core business priority alongside its traditional e-commerce operations. On to international news now. A Ukrainian drone strike on the southern Russian port city of Novorossiysk killed 2 people and wounded 6 on Wednesday. A state of emergency has been declared. Earlier, in a major shift from his previous dismissals of Kiev's aims in Russia-Ukraine conflict, US President Donald Trump said that Ukraine could retake all of its territory lost to Russia. Russia responded on Wednesday, saying that it was economically stable and its army was advancing in Ukraine. Kremlin rejected comments made by Donald Trump, urging Kiev to take advantage of Russian economic weakness and seize back all of its captured territory. NATO issued a warning to Russia after a series of airspace violations over Estonia, Poland and Romania. NATO said that it would use all necessary military and non-military tools to defend itself. Russia on Wednesday dismissed claims that it breached NATO's airspace as hysteria and called all such claims unfounded. Russian state TV channels Russia 24 and Channel 1 Russia questioned this shift in rhetoric of US President Donald Trump on Ukraine. In news bulletins aired on Wednesday morning, both TV channels assumed that Trump's words could be an attempt to sell more weaponry to Europe. Germany said on Wednesday that US President Donald Trump's remarks on Ukraine had fueled hopes of further increasing pressure on Moscow. French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed comments by Trump appearing to shift his rhetoric about the Russia-Ukraine conflict. French President Emmanuel Macron will meet his Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian at the UN on Wednesday as efforts to avert the reimposition of deep sanctions on Tehran over its nuclear program intensify. The European Commission will propose higher import tariffs on Russian oil in due course. Earlier on Tuesday, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that she wants Europe to stop buying oil from Russia by the end of the year. Italy's Defense Minister Guido Crosetto sent a Navy frigate to assist a Gaza-bound flotilla on Wednesday after organizers said Several of their boats had been targeted by multiple drones off Greece. Voters in a Guinea referendum have overwhelmingly approved a new constitution, with 89% supporting the charter. Army chiefs and military leaders from 25 nations gathered in Kuala Lumpur on Wednesday for a conference underscoring dialogue and cooperation to safeguard peace in the Indo-Pacific region. UK police arrested a man in his 40s on Wednesday as part of an investigation into a cyber attack last week that hit Collins Aerospace, which provides check-in systems at airports, causing major disruption across Europe. Malawi's President Lazarus Chakwera conceded defeat on Wednesday in last week's election, saying in an address to the nation that it was clear his rival and predecessor, Peter Mutharika, had an insurmountable lead. The United States has designated El Salvador-based gang Barrio 18 a foreign terrorist organization, part of Trump administration's crackdown on drug trafficking. Tens of thousands of Sudanese people have fallen victim to dengue fever and other diseases, Sudan's health minister said, as seasonal rains further test infrastructure and hospitals are devastated by the conflict. A judge investigating Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's wife, Begoña Gomez, for alleged embezzlement has ordered that she face trial in a case roiling national politics, a court document showed on Wednesday. South Korea opened a criminal trial of the wife of impeached former President Yoon Suk-yeol, marking the first time an ex-First Lady faces trial after her husband was removed from office over a failed martial law bid. South Korea and the US have agreed that significant progress has been made towards meeting the conditions for transferring wartime operational control to South Korea. Currently, in the event of war on the Korean Peninsula, the US commands Allied troops, but South Korea has been seeking to gain full operational control. It's time for a breather here on Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India.